This segment of the news is brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
In this week's court report, Shauna Lee Gibbons is scheduled in court again tomorrow. She's the 47-year-old Pahrump woman who was arrested after being accused of attempting to lure children into her vehicle at Ian Deutsch Park and then allegedly exposing her breast after she was asked to leave. Police say Gibbons was observed sitting in the driver's seat with a see-through shirt, and then numerous people alleged that Gibbons attempted to lure a child into her white Ford Explorer. During her formal arraignment, the court appointed an attorney to represent Gibbons and set her bail at $8,140 cash or bond. The court set a pretrial hearing for April 5th and a preliminary hearing for April 12th. Then the defendant was remanded back into custody. During his pretrial hearing, Aaron Kozad's case was bound over to district court after he unconditionally waived his preliminary hearing. Kozad was taken into custody after police were contacted by the defendant's mother and stepfather, who were both bleeding from a defensive cut on their hand. The victims say Kozad was being disobedient and refusing to follow any rules, and when his stepfather tried to talk to him, the suspect grabbed a knife. The defendant's mom said when she tried to stop the fight, Kozad also cut her. At the district court level, the defendant will enter a no contest plea to assault with a deadly weapon encompassing both victims. The state has agreed to recommended probation. If the defendant completes probation successfully without any violations, that violation can be reduced to a misdemeanor. Additionally, after his plea has been accepted by the court, the state will not oppose an OR release if the defendant has a plan in place to continue counseling. The state is also requesting a written statement from the defendant's parents indicating they are okay with the defendant returning home. Kozad was remanded back into custody on $13,000 cash or bond and is scheduled in district court April 21st. David Tassler has been released from custody following a plea agreement. Tassler was arrested in connection to a woman being hospitalized after she was found unconscious lying in the roadway near Simpkins and Leslie. As a result of Tassler's bench trial and sentencing hearing related to domestic battery pursuant to negotiations involving 3 of Tassler's other cases, the defendant will enter a plea of no contest to 1 count of domestic battery with minimum sentencing to run concurrent with another of Tassler's cases. He will receive credit for time served and must comply with an order to stay out of trouble for 1 year and have no contact with the victim. Additionally, the court accepted the defendant's plea and negotiations and imposed the following sentence: fines and fees totaling $340 with credit for 4.5 days of jail time served, 2 days of jail with credit of 2 days of jail time served, 48 hours of community service with credit for 48 hours of jail time served, 52 sessions of domestic violence counseling to run concurrent with another case, and a 180-day suspended jail sentence on the condition the defendant completes all terms of sentencing, stays out of trouble for 1 year, and additionally has no contact with the victim. Tassler has a status hearing May 1st. He also has a status hearing April 9th, 2018. Additionally, a dismissal is needed for Tassler's aggravated stalking charge. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
Thanks so much, Eunette. Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Wells Fargo is being told to rehire the bank's whistleblower and pay close to $5.5 million, according to Reuters. The manager lost his job after alleged bad behavior at the bank that includes fraudulent accounts. Reports say Wells officials disagree with the government's findings. Mylan is facing a class action racketeering lawsuit. Reports say it involves the dramatic increase on the price of its EpiPens. The company did not comment. Warm weather has has builders toasting. Construction spending rose in February as favorable weather improved construction of residential housing. The company that makes the Veg-O-Matic and the Pocket Fisherman is about to give investors a slice of the action. Reports say infomercial giant Ronco Brands is taking a step toward an IPO. The company's business is valued at more than $110 million, but wait, there's more. For investors willing to pay $5,000 for shares, Ronco will throw in a countertop rotisserie oven.
KPVM-TV's Jason Coblentz spoke to us recently about a food drive that was held at Walmart.
The food drive was for the VFW Food Bank and the Food for Thought program at the school.
You had it in front of Walmart?
Yes, we always have our food drives in front of Walmart.
Tell me a little bit more about it. How much did you collect?
We collected about 7 or 8 carts of food, and actually one of the carts was all pet food, canned and bagged food for cats and dogs.
So the VFW Food Bank is very unique. It serves the veterans and their animals.
And their families.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really neat place to go if you're needing some help.
Tell me about Food for Thought.
We have less fortunate children at the schools, and they actually rely on the school programs for their breakfast and lunches during the week, but then the weekend comes or holidays come, like spring break or something, and then they're at home with their parents working and they don't have anything to eat or anybody to help them out. So we take the food from the food drives or donations and we put them in backpacks and give them to the children for their weekend.
And our next food drive will be May 6th in front of Walmart from 9 to 1, and that will be for the homeless. The next one for the VFW Food Bank and the Food for Thought is the first weekend in June. Well, an Act of Kindness Award was presented today to Elaina and Mike Smith. The married couple contributes multiple volunteer hours to our community.
It's always good to be at the Rotarian meeting, and you know that when Deanna shows up and I'm here, we're always talking about the Butch Harper Act of Kindness Award. And the person that we were going to recognize is not here. However, we had decided that somebody else can come up and receive the award along with this person. And again, this is in memory of Andre Butch Harper, Act of Kindness Award. And this one is going to be presented to Mike and Elaina Smith. We've been trying to get Mike to come to the Rotary meeting as my guest. I've invited him several times. They're very, very busy because they do so much for the town of Pahrump. And anytime we have the town cleanup or anything else, these two are always there. They've been volunteering for years. And so we just wanted to say for your years of dedication to the town of Pahrump, we want to recognize you and your hubby, Mike, for the Act of Kindness Award.
Oh, but thank you. Thank you very, very much. I had dental work, so can't really talk too well right now because I had dental work. Didn't know this was going to happen. But thank you, guys. We do. We moved to Pahrump about 5 years. Actually, we work in Pahrump 5 years ago, and we love everything about Pahrump. So thank you guys very much for this.
Congratulations once again to Elaina and Mike. They do so much in our town.
Yes, thank you.
We'll have more news after the break.